Hey, Mike, what's up? This is Josh. We spoke, last, what was it, Sunday, at Cal and Erica's house. And I just wanted to make this video really quick to just kind of give you an explanation of what it is that I do, because I said that I get plumbing jobs pretty regularly, and I do. And in fact, I had a call come in a couple days ago. Someone needed some plumbing work done, and then when I called them back, I didn't pick up the phone. I was in the middle of mowing. She said she'd already gotten somebody to come out. And so what I do is it's kind of referred to as like a lead generation business. I do a lot of remodeling stuff myself, but I found that like there's a lot of people out there that need remodeling services and not enough people to do the work. Or if there is enough people to do the work, those construction workers aren't savvy enough to find the customers, right? Or they're not marketing themselves right. So what I do is, my background is I'm an engineer. I do computer type work, but I really am a big fan of doing marketing work. So I build websites, and then what I do is I rank the websites so that when people search for specific keywords, I will show up for those keywords, or my customers will show up. So this is one of my sites that I get a lot of calls on, Metro East Home Repair. And so I built this site with a bunch of keywords in mind to try to be able to rank for different things like plumber, Belleville, Illinois, handyman, Belleville, Illinois. And so, like, this is just some example work that I've actually already done, but flooring contractors, right? And so this website is primarily made to find people who are looking for the type of work that either I want to do. Like, I prefer to do a lot of drywall work. I like doing drywall work. Not as much hanging it, but I prefer to finish the drywall. Right? Finishing drywall and painting, that's kind of my thing. But there are things like doing electrician work and doing plumbing work that I'm not licensed to do. And so like in Belleville, I got to get a licensed plumber to do licensed plumbing work. So when people call for plumbing work, I generally get somebody on the job to do that work that's not me. And how that works is I will, I give Bauer Plumbing a call, right? And I say, hey, and work out a deal with that company saying, all right, like, I'm going to get you this gig, but do me a favor and bid me in. Like, let's say you've got a water heater installed and you bid, $1,500, right? Well, what I tell my guys, like, who are bidding different, like, flooring jobs or different remodeling jobs, what I tell them is, like, all right, if your bid's $1,500, tack on another 10% to cover my advertising and marketing, right? So then your bid turns into $1,650, right? Because 10% of 100 or $1,500 is $150, right? So some people don't, they're kind of hesitant on that because they're like, oh man, it's like, I've got one guy who builds decks that I've worked with in the past, and he's like, man, if I charge an extra 10% on my deck build, then I'm charging them $10,000 and I'm giving you $1,000. That's more than I'm paying myself. And I'm like, buddy, then you're not paying yourself enough. You're not charging enough. Because look, like, it costs money to market. It costs money to run ads. It costs money to bring in customers, especially in specific target areas like, decks, or roofs. And so I've got other clients that, different niches, right? Different niche businesses, but I don't actually have a client yet who is like a dedicated like plumbing client, like this plumber. And I don't have a heating and cooling guy either. I'd love to be able to get a heating and cooling guy and run, their marketing for them. I'd love to be able to get a plumber and run their marketing for them, build them a website and, run ads for them to be able to get them work, right? The lead generation side of things is great, right? When I pull in the leads, this is my website. But the thing that I run into, the biggest problem that I run into, Mike, is that like I'll send work to contractors, and then they never pay me, right? Like, that's part of the reason why Angie's List, I don't know if you're familiar with them, or Home Advisor, that's part of the reason why they charge up front for their services, because if they were to charge like I charge, I'm the one who's essentially taking the risk, right? Because I'm marketing, I'm running ads, getting people work, and then never getting paid for that, right? So that's my biggest issue that I'm running into. And so I can send you the plumbing work that I get, right? But if you have, if you have like goals and aspirations to like really grow your business and to eventually have a crew or a team of people, right? And they go out and do plumbing work, right? And that would mean you would need a good website, you would need a good marketing budget, you would need to be able to find, you would need to be able to tackle a lot of work. So for example, Bauer Plumbing we brought up, right? They've got a website. I actually contacted them because their website sucks. It needs work. They do heating and cooling and plumbing, but like they're just not, they're not doing the right things for it. Bauer Inc., right? They've got 26 Google reviews, which is good, right? And they've got 81 people coming to their website every month. By the way, this is a tool that I use called ARS, and it helps me to kind of like diagnose websites and how they're doing, the health of them. And so, and what I have to do to be able to rank them and whatnot. So if I go to their organic keywords, what they're ranking for in Google, they're ranking for their own name, right? Bauer Plumbing, Plumber, Belleville, Illinois, they're ranked number 27. 200 people search for plumbing in Belleville, Illinois a month. Plumbers, Belleville, Illinois is another keyword. 300 people are searching for that, right? And they're ranked number 30. So they're ranked high for their own name, which is good. They're in position 1 for their own name, and people are searching for them, but they could be doing a lot better. And a lot of plumbing companies, a lot of heating and cooling companies could be doing a lot better if they utilize the strategy that I would be using to rank them, right? So what I want to be able to do is getting a heating and cooling guy and getting a plumbing guy and be like, listen, let's team up, let's work out a deal where we can both grow organically, right? Like, I'm not expecting, a specific amount of money. I just want to be worked into, a budget, or a bid, right? If I partnered with a heating and cooling guy, I'd say, listen, bid me on all of your jobs, whether I'm getting them or not, right? And you start paying me that 10%, I'll put it towards ranking and getting you even more leads, right? Because then the business kind of grows together, right? Like, the more money you make, the more money I make. And so I'm running into a lot of issues. If you know a heating and cooling guy that wants to do something like this, let me know, because there's a lot of search traffic and not a lot of businesses are taking advantage of like what's out there. They're not taking advantage of marketing properly, and I think we could do it, And so another thing I want to point out, your Bauer Plumbing, whenever you search for that on Google, it says you're permanently closed at this address. I'm assuming this is your address. You need to edit this. Suggest an edit. If you are in fact wanting this to say that you're closed, great. This is not a good thing. This is a bad thing. So I would make sure that you get that fixed. If you need help, let me know, right? I can help. And so, but yeah, if you want to talk more about this, we can, have a phone conversation, Zoom conversation, or, if you're in the area, we can, get lunch or whatever. So I'm not a, random strange person, and to be honest, like I'm the people that I've worked with in the past, I've worked with like probably 5 or 6 contractors already that have taken work from me and just never paid, and I can't even get a hold of them. It's like I'm supposed to be getting a check from some guy for $600, another guy for another $600. Can't get a hold of them, right? So I'm looking for people who are like legit people who want to work together. And so if you're interested, let me know, and we'll go from there. Thanks.